The new Black Ops 4 Apocalypse Z operation is here, and although there is a lot to be very happy about, new content, new specialists, new map updates, new maps, lots of new stuff, there are some things that are immediately quite unsatisfactory, and those I have to mention here at the start, and that has to do with the weapons. I'm really hoping that maybe not in Black Ops 4, it's just most likely not going to happen at this point, but I'm hoping that once we're in Modern Warfare and things change, whether it be from the higher end of Activision's control or maybe it's a studio change, whatever it may be, I hope that we don't see the same strategy behind microtransactions that Black Ops 4 had, and that system is completely overhauled and it's not the way it is now. Anything but the way it is now. This operation probably is, in regards to the weapons, the worst that we've seen. We have 40 tiers in this operation and not a single weapon. It's almost like there was meant to be an extra 10 tiers, as there typically is 50 tiers in an operation, and they decided to cut those, and with that, a weapon was cut and just thrown into the reserves, where we now have to buy supply drops in hopes to get them. It's very unfortunate, and it sucks, to be honest. Now, luckily, I was fortunate enough to have one of the weapon bribes that you could get prior to this operation, and I did get the brand new crossbow, but still, the chances of me getting that was so unlikely because I hardly have any DLC weapons whatsoever. I think literally I have the Daemon and one of the snipers, and I believe I have the Peacekeeper as well. That's it. So the chances of me getting one of the brand new weapons was very unlikely. I just happened to have, I guess the odds were in my favor. So that is something that I just wanted to bring up, and I know a lot of people are probably very frustrated with it, and we're with you guys. Obviously, it's not a good system, and in Modern Warfare, let's hope that they change it. So anyhow, let's go ahead and dive into everything that you need to know about Apocalypse Z in Black Ops 4. So let's go ahead and start off with the big multiplayer aspects. First up, we have the Reaper. The Reaper has returned from Black Ops 3. I know a lot of people are very excited about this. I'm very excited about it because, to be honest, in Black Ops 3, that was the only specialist that I used, and it's definitely going to be the only specialist that I use now, at least for a long time. He's a very effective specialist, and of course, that's in regards to the Scythe machine gun returning. However, his new ability is the Radar Shroud, which acts as a anti-sensor dart to scramble portions of enemies' minimaps and cloak your team's advances. So honestly, that's going to be a little bit annoying, to be honest, but I guess we'll just have to see it play out in game. Sticks and Stones has returned finally and has debuted now in Black Ops 4. It's where players face off in a free-for-all using only ballistic knives, combat axes, and the new auto crossbow. You are going to rack up points with these ranged weapons and melee attacks, and you can bankrupt your enemy's score to 0 with successful combat axe throws. So the combat axe is probably the most dangerous weapon. So if you see one coming, dodge out of the way, because if it hits you, you're gonna get knocked down to 0 score. So you could be in first place about to win, and you get tomahawked, you're done for. You have to start all over, and it's gonna be a hard fight, especially if it was a close battle when you got knocked down to the bottom. So that's gonna be an interesting one, and expect a video, guys, from us. If you don't remember our gun game video, our gun game challenge that we set up, people loved that video. We're actually going to do kind of a part 2, but in Sticks and Stones with the same teams as well. So it's going to be really fun. Look forward to that video. That will be coming out on Wednesday. Additionally, there are 3 new multiplayer maps, all zombie themed, of course, with the entire operation being themed around zombies. It's only appropriate for them to do the same for the multiplayer maps, except for one of them, but they still talked about in the live stream yesterday how this map kind of fit in with the architect and the structure of these other maps, and the fact that it really, you know, it fits in, but at the same time, the fact that it's so different from the other maps that it was only appropriate to kind of add it in at this point. But we have Der Schatten, which is a snowy battlefield set in 1940s Austria in the shadow of the castle from Der Eisendrache, featuring plenty of zombies, Easter eggs to discover throughout. Then there's Remnant, which is an overrun museum of unnatural history packed with exhibits exhibits recounting key moments in zombies lore from the Aether and Chaos stories. This map is really cool. Both these maps, however, are quite large. The Der Schatten map actually has the large robot that has died and fallen across the map. You can actually go into his head and look through his eyes, and you can actually control his finger and stomp on enemies if they're coming through a certain path at the right moment. And then of course we have the return of Havana from Black Ops 1, which is a really cool map that's going to bring back so many memories. It's the classic Black Ops flashback set in revolutionary streets of Cuba, featuring all new zombies inspired twists. Basically there's a movie theater in that map, and they are premiering a zombies film, so there's different like zombies Easter egg posters and such hung up across the map. Now with the Alpha Omega zombies storyline and all, we're not going to get into it. It's very exciting, but of course we don't really cover zombies here at Carnage. It's just not a key factor to the whole multiplayer experience that we do focus around, but there's lots to explore in there, guys, and the Nuketown map that has now been added into this update is amazing. It's 4 times the size of Nuketown, as they opened up rest of the Nuketown map, the map that you couldn't ever go to, and the underground layer as well. So really an exciting experience, and I'm looking forward to playing that. I'm definitely gonna hop in with some friends and try that out. And then for Blackout, wow, Blackout got some interesting updates. The entire map, first of all, is quite depressing. Looking. There's a haunting fog. Alcatraz got a nightfall update, which makes it all gloomy and mysterious and scary looking. Then the rivers in Blackout actually are red now, and you can kind of figure out what that has to relate to, but it's definitely looking scary. It's looking creepy. I'm liking what they're doing with it. But then finally, guys, the black market to finish off the multiplayer side of things, which we're really going to be focusing on and have focused on for the entirety of this video, obviously, and that's expected, is the brand new weapons and the mastercrafts, the new camos, all that kind of stuff. So I want to start off with the new weapons. We kind of talked about it a little bit already. They are in the reserves, unfortunately, but we have the Argus shotgun, which has returned from Black Ops 3, as well as the Reaver C86 auto crossbow. And this weapon is a little bit different from the crossbow in Black Ops 3, but it's kind of similar. And obviously it has an attachment that you can put on where if you stick somebody with it, it will not kill them instantly, but eventually blow up and kill them. And then if you're not using that, you know, you're just basically shooting like spikes, and it shoots 2 at a time, and you can take out enemies pretty effectively. It's pretty fun to use, I'm not gonna lie. I've been using it since I did get it, and I was lucky enough to get it. It's a fun weapon to use. It's, you know, something different, at least to go for feeds or something. Then of course we have some new mastercraft weapons. The Kashka got one called the Wonder Gooer. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's a Wonder Gooer 115. It's for the Kashka, and it's really cool looking. You can see it has basically like a zombie was almost holding it, and they got blown to pieces, and his hand is still stuck on the underbarrel of the sniper rifle. So it's a really cool mastercraft. I'm not gonna lie, props for the designer behind that weapon. It was really well done. Of course, we got some new Blackout characters, some MK2 weapons, of course some new camos, really great looking weapons, to be honest. And I have to point out my favorite one. I had to cop it because it's one of the most attractive looking weapons in my opinion, and that's the weaponized 115 camo that is returned from Black Ops 3 as well, and it changes colors as well. So it's not just green, it changes to yellow, blue, and orange, I believe, or red maybe. But it's very, very cool. It looks nice, and I definitely had to pick that up. Obviously, the featured playlists have changed, and is featuring the Sticks and Stones debut. And finally, the Damon 3XB has been fine-tuned and adjusted, so it's going to be interesting to see how that weapon plays out now in multiplayer. But regardless, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the update that we have. Of course, there's a couple other small things, but those will be left up for you to find, just like Easter eggs in the maps, including even the Blackout experience with the massive changes to the Alcatraz and regular Blackout maps. They're really cool looking. It's darker now. It's harder to see in both situations, but I like changes like that, and you know, it's only for the operation, the lifetime of the operation. So anyhow, guys, drop a like on today's video. Subscribe to Carnage if you are new. We're gonna be showcasing and debuting some footage of the Argus later on, and then of course we have that Sticks and Stones video coming out tomorrow, so look forward to that. Without further ado, hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you all in the next one.